dropped off at the post office after hours. It's kind of cool. This one, it's super lax. Well, mostly I think that's because, if you commit a crime there, that's a federal fucking crime. So, yeah, don't ever hold up a post office. That's a federal property. So, just a word to the wise. I mean, I don't recommend holdups anywhere. So, but yeah, I just waltz back there, throw it in a whatever bucket that's going to Phoenix, and I'm like, here you go. There's nobody there. It's like, wow. But what was it? Today was really busy. Every time I come down here, though, this is over here on Main Street. It's down the street from a bar that I used to do stand-up at. And I was telling Sherry that every time I come down here, I always think about that thing that Jeremy told me. Because I was feeling a bad vibe from everybody, like all the other comics, not the patrons. But this was pre-COVID, or I think it was, no, they had just opened and then they closed it again or whatever. But anyways, it was, I was getting a bad vibe from all the other comics, like they wouldn't laugh, even though the jokes were funny. And I was like, wow, like, is it me or is it the room, So I started asking some of the comics, and I said, what is it that you hate about me? And it was just real open. I said, please be honest, tell me. And one comedian, she told me, she's like, the fact that Jill Kimmel knows your name, like, disgusts me. And I was like, wow, ouch. So, and I was like, in my head, I was like, well, Jill Kimmel's just a regular person. And, if you show up every week, then, you get to know somebody. So, but I was like, okay. I wrote it down. And then I asked Jeremy. Jeremy is the, he technically is a comedian, but he doesn't really do jokes anymore. He just hosts, I think, for the beer. I don't even know if he gets free beer. I don't even know. Maybe it's just entertaining from his life. He's like really a miserable son of a bitch. So, but his answer really surprised me. It was, he says, well, you don't need it. And I was like, I was like, it spun me. I was like, what do you mean I don't need it? And I couldn't understand because, like, I'm like, it's an open mic. Like, everybody's welcome. And, it's about having fun and entertaining. And he's like, no, it's not for some people. And that's what I realized, is that these people are so desperate and so just bitter and gross that they would hate me whenever I would show up all happy and perky. Somebody complimented me today on my videos. They said, I always feel good when I watch them. And I was like, wow, that really touched my heart. I was like, wow, that's wonderful. Like, I feel like I'm connecting with other human beings. This is wonderful. This is what comedy is about, and basically just being a good human being, or just being human. And so it just was amazing. And I was like, and then I realized later on that it was, it's not me. There's nothing wrong with me. In fact, I'm the fly in the ointment. So, or the poison ointment laced with arsenic. Jesus Christ. There's just a lot of comics that are just really bitter, and they're not great, and they're not great humans. So, and I don't assume that about people, and so, but sometimes people don't want to be cheered up, or don't want to, whatever. So I stopped going. I don't want to piss anybody off where I'm not welcome, right? But thanks for the orders. Orders been coming in. Amps. We're packaging the amps in these big old boxes. So, the lady. Oh, that was weird. Yeah. So I was at UPS dropping off, and there was an older lady there. She had let her hair go gray, but she was only like probably 10 years older than me. And I walked by her, and she smelled nice. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna compliment her. I said, wow, you smell really nice. She's like, I don't feel great. And I go, well, whatever it is, your shampoo. I didn't want to say your perfume or anything like that, because the responses that I would get in the club, right, for doing stand-up or whatever, from the females, is like, don't look at me, animal. And it's like, wow, what the fuck? So it was nice. And she like took the compliment and it sort of put her at ease because she was a little stressed out. Carlos couldn't find her package right away, and so we had to wait a little bit. And it's hot and muggy out tonight, but I was just like, it doesn't hurt. In fact, it feels great to be friendly to people. So that was one of the weird things too when I would visit California. Like I visited my brother in Long Beach, and it's in there in the, I don't know what to call it. It's not the ghetto, but it's it's Long Beach. There's like it's where the farmers market is. And it's just a very densely populated area. And I was enjoying the people and watching them skateboard, and that was kind of cool. But everybody was just like, grr, looking at me. So, and in fact, I remember one time, this was another time in LA when I came over for the Cerro Vega bankruptcy. There was a guy that I knew that had a bunch of magnets, and anyways, he ended up losing them because he was like, he didn't pay rent on his storage, and then they just scrapped them. But I was going to the hardware store to buy boxes to ship samples to myself, and I remember, it was near JPL Labs, or Jet Propulsion, whatever, in California, and it was a nice area, it was like whatever. But I remember this there was this like, she was probably like 8, and I just kind of waved to her, made a silly face, and the mom like looked at me and then like grabbed her child, like held her closer. Like it was some sort of predator. I was like, wow, okay. So I don't know, maybe that's just the vibe I give. I look like chubby skateboarder, that used to skateboard 20 years ago, which is all true. So, but I get the same thing though when I go to like a restaurant, like nice restaurant. Sometimes the people that don't know me treat me a little different, as if I'm not going to tip, or whatever, they're a little short with me. So, but luckily I've been going there for years, and the management knows me, and I give them great feedback, even when it's it's negative or whatever, and but it's always in a good way. But yeah, man, I'm a really good person, but I don't know, I just don't like to play along with the games of society. Oh shit, I gotta go see that guy. Okay, I gotta go home and meet somebody. I got them posted on OfferUp. It's the glass fiber coaxials. So we got some of those in with his last shipment. Not that I don't have the money for the 500 pair that China wants. So, but I did get some, and we're posting them up for I think the 6x9s are going for $185 shipped a pair, and then all the rest of them, like let's see, 5x7, 6.5, 5.25 are all going for $160 a pair, and then 4x6 and 4-inch are going for $120 a pair, and then the 3.5s are going for $90 for the pair. And so they compare to Focal. This guy's replacing some Hertz on his motorcycle. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. So they got really big magnets on them. They're really high performance. Everybody loves them. They got the swivel metal tweeter. It's a little brighter than it needs to be, but people tend to prefer that over the Silk Dome. And it's glass fiber, but it's a gray glass fiber, so it ends up looking like carbon fiber, even though in a coaxial you don't really want a carbon fiber because you got to put the leads through the cone, and if it's carbon it'll arc. So as the old schoolers know from the Orion original carbon fiber NT subwoofers, the original first batch from Orion, they didn't insulate the leads, and so they were arcing out when they turn up the volume, and they're like, oopsie doodle. And then they fixed it by putting some white heat shrink on the leads. And then when the NT2 came out, that's why they introduced the NT2. They're like, let's just fucking do a paper cone, like nobody cares. So they ended up doing just a paper cone. But yeah, they used to make those right there in Tempe. over there behind the Home Depot. Over on was it Warner and Kyrene? Yeah. So, but and that's where I got to go into when we had the auction in 2003. So, but thanks for your support, guys, and I love you so much. I love YouTube's. I don't know if it's an algorithm or whatever, but if anybody's nasty, YouTube's we'll take care of this heathen. I'm like, good, because I want to be the only heathen in here. Oh, speaking of heathens, check out David Bowie's album called Heathen. And he did an interview with Terry Gross from Fresh Air a bunch of years back, but he was promoting that album. I mean, it's just a really good interview too. So, but I'll put links in the description. And it's a really interesting album, and it's made to be listened to like an album. It's like one of the last type of, nobody buys records anymore. So, but it was good enough for me to order the CD, and I love it. I still play the songs from it. So, but I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Make it a great day.